Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm going to be making a little goodie today because right around the corner is St. Patrick's Day and I'm all excited for the leprechaun to pop around maybe in my household. I've got my little two-tiered little thing that I put together from Home Goods. Actually, I bought it, the tray there, and I kind of like it in my kitchen on my kitchen bar area because I can do the different themes that come up for the season. So this is my Irish one. Kiss Me, I'm Irish, and Pinch Me, and the little leprechaun up here. How to catch a leprechaun, you know, it's tougher than you think. He'll turn your whole house upside down. He's quicker than a wink. That comes from a children's book that's called How to Catch a Leprechaun. And if you remember the Dr. Seuss books, oh my gosh, my kids grew up on the Dr. Seuss books, and I thought they were a riot to read. I really did. So I'm going to move my little tiered theme out of the way now. Get that one out of the way so that we can start with a recipe that I call just a Shamrock cookie, but it's got a special little ingredient in it that I think you'll like. I made them last week and they went just like that. I mean, they're delicious. They really are. So I'm going to make that for you today, and just a couple of ingredients that you will need. Get my little ingredient cheat sheet here so that I can make it correctly and not forget anything, because sometimes I do. I really do. So the first thing you're going to need, I set it over here by my oven to get my butter kind of soft, which it is. You're going to need 1 stick of butter. So we'll go ahead and stick that in just any bowl. Doesn't matter what bowl. I didn't bring out my tabletop mixer today. I'm just going to do it with the hand mixer, and I think we'll be fine. I really do. Kind of smash that up just a little bit here of the butter. Could have been a little bit more softened, but that's okay. Your butter leave out at room temperature so it gets a little softened, and 1 egg you need to leave out at room temperature. So the first thing you start with is your butter. We're going to add 1/3 cup of oil, any kind of oil that you have in your household. I always have a lot of Crisco oil, so I'm going to use that. So let's get 1/3 cup of oil in there. I said these are so good. They really are. You won't just want 1. Trust me, you'll want more than that. Okay, and then you're going to have, this was the package that is the special ingredient. You're going to need some lime jello. Now, remember when I make my pudding chocolate chip cookies? That's with the box of vanilla pudding. But this one is with the lime jello. And this is what gives it the nice flavor that when you bite into one, oh my gosh, you're going to say to yourself, what is that? I really like that. And keeping with St. Patrick's Day of having so many dishes that are the green color. So go ahead and pour that in there. Now that's the gelatin, but you're still going to need 1 tablespoon of just regular household sugar. Pour that in there. The sugar. And then you're going to need 1/3 cup of powdered sugar to go in here. And let's see, I didn't bring my other 1/3 cup, so I'll put it in this container and hope I get it back out. Hope I get that back out. But I think it will. So 1/3 powdered sugar. And 1 tablespoon of water goes in here. And then, of course, 1 egg. Okay, take any hand mixer, or if you want to use your tabletop mixer, that's fine. That's fine. Now because it's lime jello, which is green, it's turning the cookie batter green, and that's okay. That's what we want. Kind of show you here. That's what it looks like inside. I want to get this all mixed up, especially that butter. Butter in with the oil. Get that nice and mixed up in there. So I'll go a few more seconds here just to get that butter blended. I use it's just a little Black & Decker hand mixer, but it has the Teflon coated beaters on it, which I bring out quite often because it's like this, whether it's a glass bowl or a nice pan that you don't want to scratch up. I like that Teflon. Okay, and now get you out just a regular bowl. I have a green leprechaun bowl. And you're going to need 2 3/4 cup of just all-purpose flour. So go ahead and put that in your bowl, a side bowl. And then you're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. One, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I've been putting mine in a mason jar to keep it a lot fresher. So that's a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then you're going to need just a pinch, a little pinch, but I'll go ahead with a 1/4 teaspoon, but I'll only use about half of that of baking soda. Baking soda. And a tiny bit of, which I forgot, just a little smidgen of that of salt. You don't want it too overpowering. You really don't. And just kind of swish that around in the dry mixture so you get that salt and the baking powder and baking soda mixed in there a little bit. Because you never want to just taste salt in a cookie or anything. You know, you take a bite and all you're getting is salt. Okay, so now I'm going to take half of it and mix that into the liquid part. And then I'll take the other half. Put all that in there. And mix that in. Nice and mixed in. Now the first time I made this recipe, I added just a couple little drops of milk. You could do milk or water into the batter mixture at this stage of it, just to make the cookie dough stick together just a little bit better for me. And you may want to do that too. I want to make sure I get all the butter or the flour that's on the bottom mixed in. So let me see what it looks like now. You're going to set your oven for 350. Let's see what I think of this here. Yeah, I'm going to add just a tiny bit, just a little bit of milk. A little bit more, not much. So I'm going to say maybe a tablespoon, if that, tablespoon, if that. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And sometimes you have to do that with recipes. No matter what comes out, you still want to have it, things stick together and do what you want. Okay, so take any cookie sheet, line it with parchment paper. You have that. And I have, now you don't have to do these, but I am doing them this way because I do have the Shamrock cookie cutter. I found these in a set of 3, and no, I'm not going to use the great big one, but I am going to use this medium-sized one. So I'm going with that today, of the Shamrock cookie. I'm also going to take any plate and get you some sanding sugar. Now, for those that say, well, I don't know what sanding sugar is, and where do you get that in the grocery store if you've never used it before? Sanding sugar will look very close to the little sprinkles that you put on cookies and different things, only it'll say right on top, sanding sugar. And it comes in different colors, it really does. I chose it's almost like a pearl white, it's very pretty. So I chose that to use on this. Okay, and I'm not going to bring out my pastry cloth. I'm just going to flour my counter here just a little bit. Let's flour down here. Maybe not even that much, just a little bit of flour. So it doesn't go anywhere when I'm getting my cookie dough out. A cookie dough. And I'll flour this. Haven't used this little rolling pin in a long time. It's the smaller one of my rolling pins. And I like that for little projects like this. Now, the first time when I made this, like I said, it was kind of trial and error. Then, if you wanted to just make some round cookies, and these are, I would put them in the category of a sugar cookie. Yes, I would, but with a really good taste. A really good taste. Because of the lime jello. These are so fun to make. If I had my granddaughter here, she and I would be doing this together. I know we would. Okay, so then take your cookie cutter. Always forgetting something, aren't you? Always forgetting something. Here we go, here we go. And make the cut. Certainly can get 2 out of this one. Take the rest of it away. Away. And then I'm going to take this cookie and I'm going to put it down in this, like so. Then I'm going to take it and put it on my cookie sheet so that the bottom of that cookie has a nice sugar coating, and that's always good to taste. It really is. Always nice to taste that. I'll stick it in there. Now I'm going to be icing these cookies. So when I get them out of the oven from cooking about 6 to 8 minutes, and keep an eye on it. You don't want these to get real brown, just barely brown underneath. That's all you want. You'll be able to see the sugar. You'll be able to see that sanding sugar on them. And don't get them too much. These stayed nice and soft for several days. And I just had them on a pretty platter with some saran wrap over them because I was eating them up that fast. And still, after a few days, I mean, I didn't put them in an airtight container or anything. I just stuck them on the pretty platter and put the saran wrap. And, you know, I was a little amazed. I thought, oh my gosh, they are staying nice and soft and fresh. And I liked that. I really did. So easy to make, really. So easy to make. On that sanding sugar. Okay, so I'm gonna make a full cookie sheet of this. I'm gonna pop them in the oven and let them cook the, well, like I said, my recipe calls for about 8 minutes. I think I tested them at between 6 and 8 minutes, and then I'll bring them out and let them cool just a little bit before I put the frosting on, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do on that. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The cookies are out of the oven, and now it's time to decorate them just a little bit. So, get out another bowl. I'm gonna use my Shamrock bowl again, and put you a couple of pretty good scoops of powdered sugar. Doesn't take a whole lot. I'm gonna say about a cup of powdered sugar. Add just a little bit of milk to begin with, not much. Not much. Get it kind of started in here. Going to be adding some food coloring to make them green on top because it is going to be for St. Patrick's Day and shamrocks and leprechauns, and the leprechaun hasn't found me yet. He really hasn't. I hope he does because I'd like some good luck in my life. I really would. Like that. I'm also going to add just a pinch, just a drop of the Madagascar vanilla. Give it just a little bit of flavoring, even though it doesn't, if you don't even want to put it in there, you don't have to. It's just, it'll make the icing taste a little bit better. But the cookie itself is just fine. And you can have these cookies just like they are right now. Or what I'm going to do is put a little bit of icing on them. So that's the icing. Just a pretty color of the icing. And I'll go ahead and do this in right here on this. Will be just fine. And then I have some sprinkles that I'm going to put on, and I just found the ones that are kind of a light green, dark green, and the white, and it says St. Patrick's Day crafts. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Again, you want your frosting to just be kind of drip like that. So we'll take a cookie. You certainly can use an icing bag. But for just this made 24 cookies. 24. And like I said, once you eat one, oh my gosh, you're not going to want to eat just one. You really aren't, because they're that good. Kind of like a Lay's potato chip, you know? You start one of those and you just can't eat just one at all. Something about them. So I think my leprechaun will be thrilled to get these cookies wherever he may be, hiding with his pot of gold, huh? And check out that book, How to Catch a Leprechaun, if you have young children, because like I said, it's funny. I like any book like that, of children's books that rhyme, and it does. And it does. So again, you can make just a round cookie if you want to, if you don't have the Shamrock cookie cutter or any cookie cutter, whatever. If you don't, just use your the biscuit round cutter or a glass or whatever you have handy. I just happen to have found these Shamrock cookie cutters, and they have worked great for what I'm doing. The little one's adorable, but I'm not going to go that little. So this is my video today. I'm showing you, it's kind of a sugar cookie, but with a little different twist of putting that lime jello in there. And trust me, they are delicious. So from my kitchen to yours, Cooking with Carol Diane, you can catch me here on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, my website, cookingwithcaroldiane.com. Just kind of bounce around like the little leprechaun does, and you'll catch me someplace. Catch me if you can, that is. I'll catch you. to you next time on Cooking with Carol Diane. Have a grand afternoon.